Hey yo, welcome back. It's April 16 over at Rich's house. These are the extra things I could have added to solve this. I think what we got going on is not a running out of gas issue when we let off the gas. It's a dumping of fuel because a couple of times in the video from Grattan. You see that the real tight turn we call 9. I think the track calls it 10 or 11 or something. We call it turn 9. Coming out of there, sometimes you can see me working the gas a couple of times. I just put my foot flat down and figured if it's going to die, it's going to die. But I want to be sure of what's going on here. And it would be ball, like it's fat and it clears up and goes, right? So I think what the PWC expert told us to do was to put more of these, which are called check valves or fuel valves. They go down inside of here. That metal plate is already a clear, crystal clear one. There, right? You see it. Was already on it. These two are different material, but at least you can see them. It said no more. He suggested no more than 3. So we're going to put the other 2 in there. And we'll put this thing all back together. But I don't intend to use it because 2 days from now, my brand new carburetors are showing up. I can't wait to show you those, but shh. Until they get here, just simmer down, right? Why am I doing this? Well, so the carburetor is as ready to go as it could possibly be because we may end up having to use this on the 250. I got 2 carburetors coming. One of them may end up on the backup 125 motor, and the jumbo carburetor may end up being on the hot rod here. We'll just have to wait and see. Or it'll end up on the 250, or who knows where it's going to end up. But the big carburetor is big. I mean, big. So, yeah, I've been told to just put that one right on the 125 by a UAS guy in Pennsylvania. He's a big shot engine carburetor guy. He admittedly doesn't have any experience with the 125 and a shifter and road racing, but he has a lot of experience with the particular carburetor I'm getting on alcohol, not gasoline. But he told me just go right to the big carburetor, man, and get it over with. But we'll weasel our way up to there. So we're going to go ahead and put these 2 pieces in and go ahead and then get this thing all buttoned up. We'll put it in a Ziploc bag and we'll keep it nearby because that is the only other fix we had left. Changing the jets in the other plates, I could show you those too. I don't think it's going to do any good. In the video, you saw me twice heading down to that turn 9, open up the bottom end thinking it was lean when I got off the gas. And as you know, if you've watched enough of these videos, you know that low-speed needle only works up to 1/3 or 1/4 throttle. And a few times when you see me move my foot, that's all I'm moving it. Because the expert with the PWC carb said it's all about throttle position, not engine speed, not G-force, none of that kind of stuff. So we tried throttle and with no reaction. Then going onto the front straightaway, you saw me sit up and reach down in there. And what I did is I leaned the top of the high-end needle. One, because it was at about a turn and a half. And on the old RS, I think we ran it at 3/4 or a turn. But no more than that. So I figured, well, if it's metering, doing all that metering, throttle position metering off the high speed, maybe it's just fat. So I leaned it down. And we saw going down the straightaway frame by frame back through watching the video, I saw 1,300 degrees. It got into the 1,300s in exhaust. Now the plug doesn't show us anything like that, but we putted back to the pits. So there you go. We're going to go ahead and install those 2, get this all buttoned back up, put all the parts and pieces in a Ziploc bag, and put it aside with the other carbs. We put all the parts and pieces that we had from in the trailer and put them all in there. No sense in hauling them around with us everywhere we go, right? What we're doing now is we're going to eventually, with the carburetor coming, we got to take the intake off. So the 6 bolts got to come out. And man, that is beautiful, isn't it? I went ahead and made this. You saw that, and you saw me working on that conveyor or that stuffer in there too. But Rennie also got in there and played with it a bit. That is a giant hole. That is a great big hole, 40 mils. So we're going to leave the intake on for right now because it's holding everything inside. And then when the carburetors come Monday, I'll come over and probably get an idea of where the carburetor needs to be and mark it, because we're gonna have to drill and retap. The bolt pattern for the Tillotson is a lot closer than the old Mikuni or the old Kian here, and this isn't going to cause a problem. We can silicone those up. Gasket will probably cover it as well. I'm not worried. It's not going to leak any air through there. If we have to, if it really keeps me up at night, then we'll go ahead and we'll just weld it back up or something, you know. But that's it. We got to get rid of the return line. We won't need the return line with the Tillotson because there is none. And then we'll be ready to start it up and listen to it. It probably won't sound any different than the PWC carb. It idling and winging it, all that, that thing sounded fine. Although it was always kind of fat and you had to pedal your way into it to get it to clean up with no load on it before you could put a load on it and take off. So that's where we're at with this bad boy. We'll go ahead and get this done, package this up, and then we'll call it quits at Rich's today. But we're not done for the day. Over at my place, I started working on the mock-ups for the mock-up front rotors for the Super Kart, and because we don't have them yet. They're still going through the process of being EDM'd and turned. So still working on those, but we need to move forward. So we mock it up, and we'll show you how we do that and why. But from RPM East here in Racing Roseville on the east side of Pinehurst Drive on Ivanhoe Street in Roseville, I'm Robert, and I'm praying for you. God bless you. Hang in there, folks. I'll bring you some more from my house in a bit.